If every night you lie there unable to sleep, not from pain, but because your mind keeps dwelling on things past, then you might be stealing your own sleep without realizing it. There are nights like that, when the bed, meant for rest, becomes a place where you find yourself, no longer the person you used to be. New wrinkles on your face, a quiet sigh when looking at an old photograph, or even just that simple feeling. Youth slips away so fast. But what if those very thoughts are what's stealing your sleep every single night? The truth is, the more we cling to youth, the more insecure we become. The more you compare yourself to the old days, the more your mind wears out, and sleep becomes harder. Perhaps you never thought of it, but letting go of that urge to cling to youth, that's the real gift for peaceful sleep after 60. Stick around for all 5 reasons. Maybe the 4th one is what's keeping you up at night without you even knowing it. Accepting aging isn't about giving up. It's about learning to breathe a little easier, slow down a bit, and find some peace of mind. In this video, I will share 5 reasons why letting go of things past helps you sleep better, live healthier, and be happier every morning you wake. This isn't just empty comfort. It's the path chosen by older folks who live long, deeply, and peacefully. Perhaps you will recall the years gone by, but today you can still choose to live differently. Take a few moments for yourself. You don't need to be young again. Just feel enough as you are. Let us begin. Sometimes it's not age itself that wears us down, but how we see it. You might lose a whole night's sleep just by not letting go of an old photo. What keeps you up sometimes isn't today's worries, but your own reflection from 20 years ago. Are you holding on to an old keepsake, not because you need it, but because you're afraid if you let it go, you're letting go of a piece of who you were? After 60, many still secretly look in the mirror and sigh. Those wrinkles, this gray hair, as if time itself has betrayed them. Quietly, they harbor a secret wish. If only I were young again. But that very chase after youth is why their minds are never at rest. And so, deep sleep remains elusive. Science shows that when we live in a state of comparison, regret the past, or avoid reality, our brains release more cortisol, the stress hormone. And cortisol is what throws off our natural sleep cycle, making it easy to wake up midnight or struggle to fall into deep sleep. A study from New York's Institute of Sleep Psychology even showed that older adults who feel regret about aging face a 38% higher risk of insomnia compared to those who embrace their age positively. Chasing youth in your mind, that's just as exhausting as a physical run. Take Grace, 73, from Santa Rosa, California. She was a model back in her day. After retiring, she still kept old photos on her dressing table. Every night before bed, she would look at them. And then, for whatever reason, those nights she'd toss and turn, struggling to fall asleep, or would wake up in the middle of the night, unable to get back to sleep. Until one day, after a chat with an older friend, she decided to put those photos away. Instead of dwelling on the past, she started keeping a gratitude journal for the small things in her present. And funnily enough, her sleep started coming back. Sometimes just jotting down a few lines, turning the lights out early, or reading a bit of a favorite poem, that's enough to soothe the mind. Carefully fold your socks, iron your pajamas, neatly fold the blanket, like tidying up your mind before lights out. The truth is, when you keep regretting what's gone, your mind just can't switch off. It replays images and emotions, like an old movie stuck on repeat. And so, your body can't completely relax either. But if you pause, not to give up, but to acknowledge, I've lived, I was young, and now I'm starting a new chapter, that's precisely when you open the door to peace. Every wrinkle is a chapter of life. Every crow's foot tells a story. No need to chase the past because you're at a stage where you deserve a good night's sleep. You don't need to be a younger version of yourself. You just need to be a more peaceful one. And when your mind is calm, the night will be gentle. Your eyes will close softly, and sleep will come like a gift, quiet, unhurried, and complete. And from that very act of letting go, something more important gradually emerges. You start to accept aging as a natural part of life. instead of viewing it as something wrong or troubling. You can't sleep, not because you're worried about money, but because you're silently afraid of something no one dares to say out loud. You're getting older, and you don't want to admit it. Bedtime anxiety doesn't always come from work or money. In our later years, there's a very quiet kind of anxiety. Worrying because our bodies aren't as agile. Worrying because our memory isn't what it used to be. Worrying because every morning in the mirror, we see ourselves change. But that very resistance, that refusal to accept your aging, keeps your mind on edge and uneasy. Research from UCLA's School of Medicine shows that older adults who tend to deny or fear aging usually sleep worse, take longer to fall asleep, and wake up easily in the middle of the night. Conversely, those who learn to accept their body's changes have a more relaxed nervous system, helping the brain transition easily into a restful state. The body aging is natural, but it's the mind that refuses to age that truly wears you out. Take Thomas, 78, from Portland, Oregon. He used to feel uneasy whenever he noticed more hair loss or his hands looking more wrinkled. He started sleeping poorly, lying awake for ages, his mind constantly drifting back to his younger days. He'd toss and turn dozens of times a night, his hand touching his thinning hair. Then he'd sigh. But everything changed when he started some light nightly meditation. And during it, he'd simply repeat to himself, "I'm getting older, and that is normal." Gradually, his mind became less tense, and sleep also came more easily. Acceptance doesn't mean giving in. It means you stop fighting with yourself. When you stop arguing with age, your body can finally truly rest. And sleep can only arrive when the mind stops resisting. Every evening before lying down, close your eyes and gently tell yourself, "My body is changing, and I accept that." This seemingly small phrase, though, is the key that helps your mind let go and drift into a worry-free sleep. When you accept your body is changing, your mind also starts to settle, and only when your mind is relaxed can sleep truly find its way back. And once you've accepted that your body is indeed changing, there's something else to gently let go of, the habit of comparing yourself to others, or even to the you of years gone by. You're tired not from a long day's living, but because every night you silently live an extra life that isn't your own. Have you ever lain there staring at the ceiling thinking, at my age, how are they still so vibrant, so healthy? And what about me? At this age, few dare say it out loud, but in their hearts, there are times they silently compare themselves to others, then feel inferior, behind the times, or like they've fallen too far behind. But the problem is, every time you make that comparison, your brain enters a state of hidden stress. It starts analyzing, contrasting, and then quietly generates feelings of dissatisfaction, regret, or even anger at yourself. And that state, however mild, is enough to disrupt your sleep. A Sleep Foundation report indicates older adults who frequently compare themselves with friends or peers on social media or within their family face a 30% higher risk of sleep difficulties. The reason isn't that they're weaker, but because their minds haven't let go of a race that's no longer necessary. Take Linda, 75, from Scottsdale, Arizona. She used to have a habit each evening of looking at old friends' photos online. Everyone had successful children and grandchildren, lovely homes, good health. She'd look at her old friends' photos, then silently touch an old photo of herself. She started feeling outdated, even though in reality, she still cooked well and took care of herself every day. Every night she'd spend hours just lost in her thoughts, unable to sleep well. Until one day her granddaughter asked, "Grandma, why aren't you proud that you can still do everything yourself?" That small question made her realize she was making herself miserable over things that weren't actually real. Before bed, try to avoid looking at your phone or others' old photos. Instead, jot down 3 small things you've done, like tidying the kitchen, watering plants, or calling an old friend. That helps your brain recognize your own worth and allows it to relax and rest gently. If these insights resonate with you, we'd love it if you hit like and subscribe to join us on this journey. Because every good night's sleep today builds the foundation for healthier days to come. Your journey is unique, and it truly deserves rest. every single night, because everyone's journey is different and no two are alike. When you compare, you're living someone else's life, and your mind will never truly rest. And once you stop comparing, stop chasing what's already gone, you'll start to see more clearly what you still have, right here, right now. Sleeplessness isn't about lacking a warm blanket. It's about lacking an inner sense of enough. There's a paradox. The more you think about what you lack, the more elusive sleep becomes. Whereas just connecting with what you currently have, whether it's a quiet room, a still warm cup of tea, or your partner's steady breathing beside you, your mind will gradually settle and your body knows how to relax. Many people think gratitude is a bit vague, but science disagrees. A UC Davis study shows older adults who make a daily habit of acknowledging things they're grateful for sleep more deeply, wake up less during the night, and have more stable heart rates while asleep. The reason is when you focus on positive things, your brain stops sounding the alarm and switches to a safe rest mode. When you feel warmth in your heart also slows its beat. Take Raymond, 80, from Albany, New York, for example. He'd struggled with insomnia for years, not due to illness, but because his mind was always churning with regrets. If only I'd planned better. If only I'd kept the old house. Until one day in a wellness class for seniors, the instructor asked everyone to close their eyes and think of 3 things they felt grateful for that day. Raymond thought of the hot soup his wife made for lunch, the gentle sunlight on their porch, and a kind word from his young neighbor. That night, he slept right through till morning. For the first time in months, he woke up not feeling tired. Gratitude doesn't erase what you've lost. It just gently reminds you, you still have so much to hold on to. And that very thing, helps your mind stop panicking, helping sleep arrive more peacefully and deeply. Before turning off the light, close your eyes and whisper 3 things you are grateful for today. Nothing grand, just real, and enough to make your heart feel warm. If you can't think of anything big, think small, an easy breath, a warm cup of tea. Because sometimes just shifting your focus from lack to abundance, from regret to gratitude, that's how you open the door to deep sleep and a more fulfilling life each day. And when your mind is calm enough, the next thing that helps sleep come more easily is simply living in tune with your own biological rhythm. You don't need to force yourself to sleep. Just live in sync with your age, and your body will know when it's time to turn off the lights in your room and in your heart. Your body, if it lives in rhythm, will know when to dim the lights, both in the room and in your mind. Many older adults still try to keep up a younger person's lifestyle, staying up late, binge-watching shows, eating late, drinking afternoon coffee. They think it keeps them youthful, but their bodies don't agree. They still age according to their own natural biological rhythm. And when you fight that rhythm, the most common result is trouble sleeping, restless nights, or waking up too early still feeling tired. Scientists call this misalignment, when your biological clock and your actual lifestyle are out of sync. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows older adults who go to bed and wake up at regular times, following natural light, enjoy better sleep quality and fewer issues with blood pressure and mood. Take Margaret, 77, from Boise, Idaho. She used to be a night owl. After her husband passed away, she'd stay up very late, not for work, but because she felt lonely. But that very habit left her increasingly tired, easily irritated, and constantly battling insomnia. One day, her doctor suggested she try going to bed with the setting sun. She started eating dinner earlier, enjoyed the evening sun on her porch, and read books under a warm yellow light at night instead of watching TV. After just a few weeks, she realized she didn't need sleeping pills anymore. Sleep came naturally like a gentle breeze each night. For the first time, she closed her book at 9 p.m. and felt no regret. Living in sync with your age doesn't mean being old and frail. Rather, it's wise. It's knowing when to rest and not trying to fight nature's course. Because your body, when it finds its correct rhythm, will automatically recover and regenerate. No forcing, no straining. Try eating dinner before 6:30 p.m., switch off electronic devices at least an hour before bed, and try stepping out onto the porch to greet the morning light. That's the way for your biological clock to remember how regularly it once operated. Because sometimes to live healthier, you don't need to go back to your youth. Just stepping in tune with your own age. That's enough for peaceful nights and waking each morning with a truly rested body. You see, old age doesn't take everything from us. It just whispers something different. Slow down and please sleep very well. When you stop trying to race against what's already gone, your mind will gradually quiet like a lake on a calm day. And from that very quiet place, sleep will return. Gentle, soothing, like meeting an old friend after a long time. Maybe tonight you won't toss and turn quite as much as yesterday. Maybe tomorrow morning you'll wake up with gratitude, simply for still being here in this life. You don't need to be young again, because the most beautiful parts of youth, its vibrancy, faith, gratitude, can still blossom fully, right here in the present. Live at the pace your body needs. Let yourself feel tired. Allow yourself to rest. And allow yourself to truly love yourself at any age. If these thoughts have lightened your heart even a little, feel free to share a few lines below. I always read them, and I'm always listening. Who knows, your words might just be the comfort someone else needs who's also losing sleep tonight. And if you know someone also caught between their wrinkles and memories, why not share this video with them as a way to say you're not alone? Turn off the lights, and if you need to, give yourself a little hug before sleep finally arrives. Wishing you a peaceful night and a deep, deep sleep.